I have been married for about 2 years now and about to have a baby. I have been seeing a guy behind my wife's back since before we were engaged, and he knew about it. It began as a grinder hookup, supposed to be a one-time thing before I decided to get engaged, but it became multiple hookup sessions over time, and each time the sex got hotter and better. I proceeded to get engaged and married anyway, while still seeing this guy. We see each other often, almost a daily basis, before heading off home. Fast forward to today, and I am on the verge of having a baby with no real intention of leaving my wife, but I have found myself in love with him, and he loves me. I cannot fathom what it would look like to divorce my wife and come out to my entire family and friends, and have it become known what I have been doing, which would destroy my entire straight world. But this guy is now asking for more, and I cannot provide it. I get him, we cannot spend time on weekends or any nights together, it's always during the day, and during work periods. He wants more, I can see myself giving more and being with him long term, but at the same time, I cannot bring myself to destroy my wife's sense of being by what I have done, and not even to mention the yet-to-be-born child. He is leaving out of the country for the next couple months to give us both our space. He is hoping I decide to confront my true desires in life and come out of the closet, but I don't think I have the capacity to do so, and destroy another person. I am happy with my wife to some extent, but she cannot or will not please me the way he does. But the thought of losing him for good is also saddening. I'm conflicted. Morally, ethically and societally, I know what I am doing is wrong, and that I need to let him go and focus on my marriage, but I know that I will never be fully pleased or happy knowing now the extent of what love should feel like, but I will have to learn to live with it for the sake of keeping my straight world in order to my family and friends and society. Now yes, I know I'm a terrible person, and I always pity my existence. Our class used to collect money and the teacher used to send one boy to buy the books. I happened to sit behind this boy, and I stole the money from his bag, around $163, asked to be excused to the washroom where I hid it behind the toilet. So when the time came for our bags and pockets to be checked, I was very overconfident, and so I wasn't suspected. Now the teacher said, since it was her fault, she'll pay for all our books, but everyone in the class volunteered to pay for it themselves, and that was when I realized how stupid and pathetic I was. I still lose sleep over this matter, and I was close to apologizing and owning up, but couldn't live the thought of being called a thief even though I so clearly was one. Additionally, I didn't steal, because I needed the money, and that my family was poor. It just gave me this feeling like I was some super stealthy person, and I spent all of that money on food at the school canteen, randomly treating my friends to free food. Anyway, this is the only place where I've disclosed this.
For the last couple of years, I've been on a small online community, and recently I started to crush on one of the members that I had some kind of history with. Back in the beginning, I stumbled upon him on social media, where he would share some very personal thoughts and things, which he later on deleted. We kind of had a friendly back and forth for a little while there before he removed his account. The problem is, he didn't know who I really was exactly, because I was using different usernames across platforms. So it was username_A on community platforms and username_B on social media. And I never talked to him about it, because I didn't want him to feel uncomfortable that I knew about his posts, not sure if this was a good idea, after all. Once I realized that what I was doing was basically stalking, I simply disappeared from both the community and the social media site. But I never shared any of the information I saw on his posts, nor I ever brought it up with him or anyone else. Years later, I come back to this community, now gathered on Discord. And there he is too, of course. But he doesn't know any of the things I did in the past and who I was on social media. And I try my best to keep a distance. I am mostly talking about stuff that concerning the fandom, or things we enjoy, and haven't tried directly messaging him. But having those group chats, and seeing him has changed a lot. I somehow started developing a one-sided crush on him, and it feels so damn horrible. I think of leaving the group again. I don't even know if I apologize for the past will clear things up, or end up opening up old wounds at this point. Probably the latter. Maybe the best option is to go off silently and clear my head out of this mess. Nevertheless, I wish him the best. He really is such a lovely guy, I hope he knows at least that. I really don't want to cause him any more trouble.
I started off stealing candy from stores when I was like 12 and would sell it in school. As the years went on, the things I stole kept getting bigger and bigger. It went from candy in a store to stealing headphones from Best Buy and selling them. Once I got tired of having to sell the things I stole, I started holding up stores in my area with a BB gun for cash. One time I didn't even have a gun, and I put my hand in a paper bag and they fell for it. It was going well and all, meaning I didn't get caught yet, but I wanted more. That led to me breaking into a jewelry store and stealing $15,000 worth of jewelry. After I did that, I still wanted more. I ended up breaking into a place and stealing 31 Apple computers. I'm good with computers, so I just bypassed the password and restored the factory settings. I'm 26 now and haven't done anything since I was 20, but sometimes I still get that itch. I don't plan on doing anything else, but sometimes I wonder if I should just try a bank or something.
I felt guilty about this ever since I did it, and the only person I've told is my boyfriend, who I'm with now. Basically, I had got a new laptop for Christmas and was playing a game on it in bed, and I checked it on the floor. Not hard or anything, but it broke and the screen had rainbow colors all over it. I opened it the next day and it was broke, so instead of owning up I put it back where it was, and then my brother, who was 8 at the time, went to go on it and it was broken. I shouted at him and said he must have broken it, and my stepdad, his biological dad, said he's not allowed to use technology anymore, so he wasn't allowed to play with anything or use a screen apart from the TV. I did this because my stepdad was abusive to me and I would have been smacked and shouted at and in really big trouble, but my brother just got away with it pretty much, even though it was me. I feel so bad, and I haven't even seen my brother now for about 5 years because my mom and stepdad split up, and I would just give anything for him to be my brother again like he was.
Little insight: when I was younger, my father remarried to my new stepmom, and we were never allowed to eat the special food she brought in the house. These were things such as jelly beans, popcorn, apples, mangoes, crackers, chips, etc. Basically anything with sugar or any fruit that was a little more expensive than bananas and Macintosh apples. I think their goal was to incorporate healthier eating in our diet. In reality, we weren't allowed to snack on anything besides the fruits and vegetables that were bought for us, but we couldn't eat too much of them because it was still considered theirs. Well, around age 7 I couldn't take not eating something filling during the day, such as an after-school snack or just something with more substance in between meals. Thus, from age 7 until I moved into college this past summer, I would steal small portions of food from the pantry or fridge and eat them in my room. My dad and stepmother had kids, and they have tons of sugary snacks like goldfish, muffins, fruit snacks, chips, and crackers, but we're not allowed to eat their food. Thus, their food that we're not allowed to eat is now something I take small portions of and eat in secret. Even as an adult coming home on breaks, I am not allowed to eat what they have in the house. Guess you know what I'll be doing once everyone goes to bed. Summary: I have been stealing small portions of snacks since I was younger because I am told it's not for me.